and welcome back to Missionary to the Muggles with Aslan's Compass. This is part 2 of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. mid-season finale review, and I'm going to call this one Dad Off. I'm going to get mushy here because I always get mushy when I talk about Skye and Coulson, but first off we have a little conversation with May and Coulson about Skye, and I think what it really comes down to in that conversation is that family teaches you and prepares you to deal with things on your own, and Coulson points that out. But family also means that you won't have to, that someone will be there for you, even if you don't necessarily quote-unquote need them. And so I find that very, very sweet. Also, I ship Coulson and May, just because they're so parental together. It's like, you are a parent, be together and parent! And that's not to say I don't like the relationship on its own merits, but just the way they parent the team makes it so much slicker. What else was I going to say? Oh, after Coulson shoots Whitehall, very glad that Whitehall's out of the way. I didn't feel that it was surprising or, I'm glad he's dead, and I think that this show he's served his purpose, and I don't feel like it's an ignoble exit for him at all. Villains should have ignoble exits. You don't give villains the good death lines. And then the whole wrestling match with Papa Poots. I'm still calling him Papa Poots. He's not Cal, he's Papa Poots. And the wrestling match between Papa Poots and Coulson. I was going, Coulson, 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 the whole time like it was a football match or a basketball game. And I was cheering for it more than I would for my brother's basketball game. Because Coulson. Because Coulson. This is a video, I don't need to give any more reason than that. And then the bit where Skye comes in with a gun. That, I could write pages and pages about that, but I'm going to video because that should help me keep it under control. Cal only stops when Skye says Dad. And it's interesting because, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't play with the camera the way Moffat does in Doctor Who. But the camera does cut to Papa Poots first. But it lingers on Coulson. And I saw this wonderful Tumblr post of that scene, and the poster said, that moment when you don't know who Skye's talking to, if it's Coulson or Papa Poots. And I looked at the tags with XKit's tag viewer, and pretty much everybody said it was Coulson, or that it was both of them. Nobody said she was talking just to Papa Poots. Which, again, happy making, because that's how it should be. It should be like that. And I think, and as I tagged it, she was talking to both of them, but in different ways. She said it because she thinks it's the only thing that would get Papa Poots to stop. And in that sense, she is talking to him. But if you look at all her actions during that scene, and the fact that, and who she's pointing the gun at, she's pointing the gun at Poots. And so, I totally believe that she was actually saying it about Coulson. And that she was going to, that he was the one she was concerned about. Just don't try to find some quotes. And like their conversation, and she says, this is your one chance to walk away or I will kill you. And he walks away, but it's almost a dead certainty he's gonna show up again, and that makes me really afraid for her. But I'm going to talk later about Daisy, because I haven't actually seen any comics with Daisy. And when Skye is talking to Coulson, she says, I'm so sorry, I couldn't kill him, and I wanted to, and I couldn't. Now, I do think that's primarily about Papa Poots, but I think it might also be about Ward, because she did shoot Ward earlier. Kinda like that, just like the Doctor shouldn't like the fact that River carries a gun, but she didn't shoot him fatally. And I hope that puts some sense into the Skye Ward shippers, but I don't think it will. And then you look at the things that Skye says to Coulson. I'm going to make it right. I'm going to find the obelisk. I'm going to stop the draw. I'm going to make it right. And she says that all in such a heartbreakingly childish voice. She thinks this is all her fault. And it's not. Assigning blame for this whole situation, the alien city, the obelisk, you can't assign blame for it to anyone because it's too big of a thing. No, there's no one person you can point at and say, if it weren't for this, the city wouldn't be a problem. The city was going to be a problem eventually. It's just a lot of people contributed to the way it played out now. And so, she has nothing to feel guilty about. I mean, I kind of liked the, scars. There are fictional characters I like who have scars. Namely, Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. But, I mean, how do you say this without sounding creepy? But, then again, if you're this far in, you probably already figured out that I have slightly creepy fictional feelings. And I thought that whole scene with Coulson fighting Papa Poots and the blood running down his face was the most beautiful thing. Because he fought like that because of Skye. And he wanted her to be okay, and then she was so worried that she ran off and, you know, I don't even have words for how beautiful and how sad that is, because if you wanted to get through to her, you have to get through me. And he pretty much says as much before the whole wrestle goes down. And I mean, it was horrible to see him hurt like that, but you think about the things Whitehall would have done to Scott. You think about the sort of things Papa Poots, the mist, and those scars were there because he cared. That blood and that pain was there because he cared, and he can't stop himself from caring even when it's not the wisest thing to do. And I love that. And I like Skye and Coulson, and it's really, really a sweet thing. And this video got over 5 minutes, but it's not 10 yet, so I'm okay.